Did we actually go live? YouTube is giving me all the troubles. So I don't know if this is actually working or not. We're gonna try. Um, so I've come across some new stuff today, and I figured I might as well let you guys in on this stuff a little closer instead of just, hey, this is what I found. Um, yeah. So Jakks specific. Today I found this. It is Triple H. I'm going to show you some tricks on how to get these scuffs and stuff off here, which are really, really tough to deal with sometimes. And yeah, I thought, okay, so here on the back row, along the back here, you have these. So there's a Triple H, it's a Bobby Lashley, and these are all Jakks specific products. Rob Van Dam and John Cena. So these are called Havoc Unleashed. And to show you, here is one that's meant on card. So these, I believe, made by Jakks specific. I think they, look at the back. Look how amazing the back is. So all this other stuff, everything for Jakks, the back of the box is some of the greatest part of it for me. Probably some of my favorite stuff is just seeing what's on the new, coming up and seeing the back of the box. But then you get these and there's nothing. So these are a bit of a mixture. I think these came out after the Titantrons. So it doesn't really make any sense. So let's kind of go over it. I'll put these back here. So these came out after everything else. And I'll explain why that's just weird. And then we'll crack that new one open, we'll compare it, and I'll show you how to get these scuffs off here. So first you started out with your Jakks Bone Crunchers, which here is a signature series of Triple H. Then you moved into him about to join DX and joining DX. I have probably 6 or 8 more different variants of this. So there was many of them. And the reason these are bone crunchers is because the legs make that snapping sound. I think the arms maybe too. Maybe not the arms. But the legs. So that's where you get your bone cruncher from. They came out with multiple. See, they switched the head, moved into something like that, which is much different. Then it moved to your last of your bone crunchers. Like I said, there's probably 6 or 8 different variants. Actually, there's one on the wall there, right there in the top at the right, in the green next to the Christian. So it moved into that, but here was your last bone crunchers. And check this out. I don't know if a lot of people talk about this. I've never seen anything on it. This is your last series of bone crunchers. Now, if you look here, I have a rock. It's a signature series. The Survivor Series one here. That actually says last of bone crunching. And it wasn't. They ended up coming back after a while. And I don't think most people gave them much credit. But they come back with a brand new feature, which is really cool. I don't see it get discussed. So you had your bone crunching in the legs. So you had that. Then check this out. Then you get the neck. So the last of the bone crunchers actually had their own feature. So the way you can tell the difference between the bone crunchers is you had rubber arms, the heads hard plastic. I think some of them were even maybe even rubber, but you had rubber legs, rubber arms, and if you notice, quite a bit taller too. So they didn't really match up when you put them in a collection. So that's kind of weird. How we doing, Pinky? So I find all my stuff at flea markets, resale shops, thrift stores, stuff like that. My entire collection is all built by in-person finds. If I can't find it, I don't buy it. So I don't take anything from ordering it through mail, and I don't do anything with the internet. So I go out and actually hunt everything down. It's much harder to do, and there's a lot less options, but it's much funner. So we moved in to the last year Bone Crunchers. Well, then it jumps over, and you get Titantrons. And the Titantron had this little thing on the bottom here. And what you would do is, I actually have a Titantron live behind me. I'll show you a different time. But what you would do is you would stand them on that, and it would play their entrance music. It was the entrance stage. So when they changed up, the Bone Crunchers weren't articulated. The arms only moved, you know, the way I was showing you there. You get that much movement. See, some of them, the heads don't even move. And you get moving legs. That was it. So then, when you get over into these Titantrons, now you have articulating legs and feet. And then your arms, completely different. Plus, like I was saying, you get that crazy thing where you set them on there and it plays their entrance. The cool thing though about this one, and I don't know if they did a lot of these, Bone Crunchers were real popular for doing a signature series. So there's one right over here back behind it. This edge is a signature series and it has a signature on it. But when they moved to doing Titantrons, they ended that. Except for this Titantron. And if you notice, this Triple H it's a signature series Titantron. And I'll have to look into it. I've not really seen that before. That's the only one I've ever came across. Alright, so then I don't know for sure if it was, I think this was before the Titantrons. But these are Ripped and Ruthless. They come with this little stand thing. And the likeliness, like, it doesn't look a lot like Triple H. It's actually pretty bad. So that's the worst part about these, is they're not very good. They come with a little stand thing, and then you get your card. I actually opened these out of package. This one in a cane. But, I mean, if you look at it, it's articulated pretty much and looks like a Titantron. Not a Bone Cruncher. So, yeah. That, I don't much understand where you moved from having just rubber arms. Here's why this figure that I'm about to show you doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So, you have rubber arms that are not very articulated here. Then we move to these, you add a new feature. It's got neck crunching. So, bone crunching, neck crunching. Then you move to this one that plays music, is fully articulated, the hands and wrists move. Crazy cool. These are more, they seem like statues, the Ripped and Ruthless here. So then, like I said, these come out. And they are so unpopular, they lose, they don't care about putting any deco on it. There's no design to any of this. I'm sure there's supposed to be a design on all of that. It's all one solid color. He's lucky he got his belly button tattoo, which is wild that they cared about. And his little arm tattoo. But normally, when they came out with these, they were solid colors, had nothing, no deco on them, and were some of the worst figures. They went back to doing full solid, hard plastic again, okay? The problem with it is, they're not articulated. So they're solid arms. They're not articulated. The thing of it is, it has the features of a bone cruncher, but with hard plastic arms. And if you notice, not a lick of deco on anything. Just solid black. There's one exception here, I'll show you. Same thing with this. No, do that one last. Let's just Rob Van Dam. So there's Rob. Solid colors, no deco. All of Rob's stuff had major deco. Let's do Cena. I'm actually going to get another Cena too, but it's in blue jean short pants. Solid colors, no deco at all. But like I showed you there, that Batista had his belly button tattoo, and it had arm tattoos. Actually, he's got another one on this arm. But check this one. So here's a Bobby Lashley. Solid, but they did put a deco on the back. So I guess Jakks at this time was starting to, they knew Mattel was about to take them over and they were going to lose the license, and Mattel was going to start making the figures. So they just stopped caring. They stopped, like, even worrying about doing any of the deco. They were just pushing figures out as quick as they could get them out. They didn't care about innovating them. They were basically, sounds like, over it. So these figures here ended up going to like dollar stores and stuff. And that's why they're not very popular and you don't see a lot of them, because I think they probably got trashed. So what year would this be? This is 2006 is when this one was. And I think it's one of the maybe later ones. So now here's the new figure I just got today. If you notice, these are both the Havocs. Completely different face scans. But absolutely same gear with no deco. So I'm going to show you a little trick that I use. Because if you go find figures and stuff like this, especially from resale shops and flea markets, they're not going to be in the best condition. This one, see the big scuffs here? I think for the most part, other than that major one, this one looks pretty good. There's some stuff on the face. Yeah, you can see a little bit on the face. So here's what I do, and this is probably the best thing I've ever used. I have a bunch of LJNs, Hasbros, stuff like that, and a lot of the original San Francisco toy maker stuff. You can get scuffs out of almost any figure if you use the right stuff. So you got to be gentle with these. So this is those magic erase sponges. So like the eraser sponge. And I just cut it into little bitty chunks. I have a little bit of water that I keep in a little tub here. Just wet that. And then you can lightly kind of scrub at these and get so many and almost all of the scuffs out of these to the point that they almost look brand new. Especially these hard plastic ones. And for me, I'm not a huge fan of the modern day stuff. I collect it now because I've just got like obsessive with my collecting. But the original plan was to never collect them. I didn't like all the crazy posability. I like the old stuff. I like that it's not very articulated. So that's why I collect a lot of these Jakks figures. That they're some of my favorites. So I got that scuff completely off. There's just a face. But yeah, I'll show you this now after I spent a second wiping at it with this little sponge. And the best part is that these things are really, really easy on them, because some of these figures are worth quite a bit of money. You can actually scrub the paint off of them if you're not careful, and actually probably make it worse. But there you go. That's what you end up with. Scuff's totally gone. And then the thing of it, I think those have bleach on them. I'm not for sure, those magic erasers. So I take and I buy these, let's see, what is this called? These. They're like protectant wipes for your car. Son of a gun. And I take these and like polish everything up afterwards. And it gives everything a really nice shine before you display it. And it'll, you know, if I don't know if leaving that, I don't think it does, the magic eraser like residue on there, but it would look kind of milky when it dries. It looks kind of like a bit like it has flour on it almost. So these protective wipes just give plastic a crazy good shine. And then after you're done with it, you end up with a figure that almost looks brand new, that only cost a couple bucks, instead of spending an outrageous amount by ordering it over the internet and not being able to see what you're getting until it's actually there. But I mean, you can tell that one, just the shine that it puts onto them. These are really nice to use. And yeah, I don't know. This is just a weird obsessive collection that I accidentally got into. And then now I'm committed. And I just want to see how ridiculous I can make it. And it's, believe me, it's absolutely ridiculous. This entire wall is filled with brand new stuff on card from the 90s. All the way down, all the way across, like, and then there's up. This entire room is full. Let's just say that the entire room is full. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna end this one. That was about it. So, yeah, if you see these out there, grab them, because they're pretty rare, and in my opinion, Mattel can build a 1,000 figures, and they're cool, but they're not anything compared to Jakks Pacific and what they did. So, yeah, go out, go to a flea market, have a fig hunt, go start collecting something, and yeah, after a while, you end up with something like this, where you can just walk into this room and just feel like an absolute kid again, because my obsessive personality made me completely spaz and get everything. So, yeah, like I said, no internet, no mail order. We have a lot of stuff to open, a lot of men on card stuff. So subscribe if you're interested. I'll catch you next time. See ya.